What's up, motherfuckers? I'm back. Next day. And it occurs to me that I may have been holding my Android phone. It's a Motorola, by the way. I may have been holding it so that the video is upside down. Sorry about that. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong place, too. I will see if I can flip it. But if not, then you guys are gonna have to watch it upside down. Because I don't really give a fuck enough. Because I'm just doing this for fun. And, I don't really use a computer anymore. So, yeah. I use a TV and an iPad now. And a phone. So, yeah. Where was I yesterday? Oh, yes. I was on, Planet of the Apes. Well, and we're still doing the Blu-rays. Yeah, we just got this behemoth of a shelf here. Well, it's actually two right next to each other. Yeah, wait, let me see what happens. Okay. Wow. I'm getting an apple. Like, Jesus Christ. Why doesn't it just fucking flip over, man? What a fucking piece of shit. Jesus, this phone has been giving me shit since the day I fucking got it. Jesus. Yeah, I can't wait to get a new fucking phone, man. This is fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't know if it's like the final product's gonna be upside down like this, but this is bullshit. I don't recall this happening. Whatever, man. No, it makes sense to not flip when I have already recorded or started recording. But it, like, I don't know, the video. I remember in the past the video would be upside down. I don't know if that's even gonna happen. This phone still gives me shit though, don't get me wrong. Apple is surprisingly better. Well, at least than a Motorola. I know there's like a Samsung. It's probably better than both, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, Planet of the Apes. That one I've loved since I was a kid. Probably like 12, I saw it the first time. And, I didn't like any of the sequels, and I also did not like Tim Burton's movie of it. I never watched that, either the live action show or the animated show, and I never watched the Rise of the Planet of the Apes or whatever. But maybe I will someday. I heard the most recent one sucked, but that the other two were kind of cool. Um, Andy Serkis is probably good in it. He tends to be pretty good. Anyway, I mean, it's just a cool story, you know. It's a cool movie. I like the costumes. I just like the apes. I like the main guy. I thought Charlton Heston in the movie sounded kind of like Rafe Bannon from Johnny Quest. Um, yeah, just I just like the way the story goes. Like I like everything that goes on in the story, every plot point. I like it. Um, it's pretty cool. I don't know that it's like a masterpiece or anything, but I think it's pretty damn cool. It's right up there, you know. I certainly love it a lot. That's one of the most recent ones I got. I need to watch that again sometime. Next, we got the Polar Express. Now, I really like it. I know a lot of people don't like it. There's some criticisms that it's like too creepy for a Christmas story that's for kids, you know. Like it looks kind of creepy and creepy things happen, but I mean, we're adults, you know, most of us, you know. Like, why should that matter to us, you know? I like creepy shit. You know, that's why I like Halloween so much. This Halloween, I'm gonna be watching a shit ton of horror movies. I'll tell you that. Um, oh yeah, it's in about 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to it. Um, yeah, I was gonna dress up as the dude from The Big Lebowski, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that because I was gonna try to gain some weight. I'm really skinny. Play the dude. Um, that's so hard, man. Like I've tried. It's so hard though. Like, oh my god, it's so tiring. I don't know how fat people do it. Oh my god, I was like stuffing myself every night. Just, it's not that I didn't gain any weight. It's just so hard, man. Maintaining it. I don't know how some people do it. Bodybuilders too, you know. You gotta keep eating to do that. But yeah, I know it's not like healthy to do that, but I mean, I don't really care. Um, I care more about being the dude than I do being, a little bit unhealthy for a few months. Um, and I wasn't gonna like stay that way. I would have, you know, taken a break from all that eating. But I guess it's not gonna happen now because it's just too difficult. I really wanted to do it, but I don't want to do it that much. But we'll see. Anyway, Polar Express, yeah, I've liked it since I was a kid. Well, I did kind of have a little bit of dislike when I was a kid. Just, I don't know. I think I got tired of it around second or third grade. I'm like, alright, I've seen this a few times. But now I can't wait to watch it this Christmas. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Um, yeah, um, it's good. I like it. I like the story. I like the music. I like that it's like the way it's animated. I like Tom Hanks, and I like that it as a kid it introduced me to some more like kind of creepy stuff, not just like kid friendly, like in the most um safe way, you know what I mean? I like that it's creepy. Has a creepy vibe. It also has some melancholic tones that I really like that. And it's a solid Christmas movie. I recommend it. I'm sure most everybody has seen it at this point. But yeah, next we got The Prestige. Now that is Christopher Nolan. I love Christopher Nolan. That's one that I actually don't love of his though. I've only seen it one time though, before I even bought it. And I bought it because I'm like, alright, I like Christopher Nolan. It's worth having. I still haven't watched it. Um, again. I remember it being very solid, just not to my personal taste. I just like Inception better, and um, Interstellar, The Dark Knight, and Memento, and Insomnia, Batman Begins, and Dunkirk. Pretty much most of them actually. I think I might like it more than Dark Knight Rises, but if I were to be getting rid of a lot of stuff for whatever reason, Prestige would be one of the first to go, whereas I would keep Dark Knight Rises, so I think I'd like that a little bit more, even though it's a much better movie than The Dark Knight Rises. But yeah, everyone's good in The Prestige. Scarlett Johansson is good, Christian Bale's good, Hugh Jackman is good, David Bowie is good. It's a cool movie, it really is. It's just, it's very good. It's just not my cup of tea. Next, we got one of my favorites. I don't even know if you can see what I'm. Yeah, Pulp Fiction, one of the best movies ever made. Um, that's a movie that like Barton Fink and The Big Lebowski. Like I love everything about it. Every line of dialogue, every scene, every second of the movie, I like it. Um, Like it's so hard for me to pick a favorite scene. Oh yeah, but like everything is just for it's like my kind of movie, you know. Um, it actually provided some inspiration for Chris Nolan's Memento. Um, in terms of the story being told out of order chronologically, and that's definitely an aspect that I like. Um, I like how it's told in a way that like one character dies in um, one scene or chapter, but then he appears in the next chapter because it's told out of order. So it's like you're like, oh man, he died, but then he's back. You know. I remember liking that like the first time I saw it, and that's one of the first things I remember really liking about it. And of course, the dialogue. That's like that man's trademark. Um, all the dialogues is really good. Um, I can't really think of any criticisms, honestly. Um, I mean, it's just so funny, and it's just a brilliant movie. My favorite scene would probably be like it's so tough to pick, but probably in the bar, um, toward the beginning, where Bruce Willis is he has a little stare down with John Travolta. Now I like that whole sequence in that bar, not just that particular moment. That's probably my favorite moment in that scene. That whole scene is probably my favorite. Also, of course, the one prior to that where Sam Jackson is you know doing his thing. Pretty much from the moment they're in the car all the way through the bar scene, that's like my favorite 20 minutes or so of the movie. But I mean, I love every minute of the movie, like I said. All the music. And I like Barton Fink a little bit more, but it's in my top 5. I'd probably put it in number 2. But yeah, that movie is it's amazing. If you haven't seen it and you're planning on seeing it sometime, you're in for a treat. It's really fun. Yeah, next we've got Reservoir Dogs, another great movie, though it is not one of my favorites of Tarantino. It is definitely a brilliant movie, definitely a masterpiece. Better than some of the ones that I like more, but I just like some of his later stuff a little bit more. Um, but I mean, I still love this one. I own it. you know, I don't own it for no reason, except for maybe the Prestige and Jason Bourne and the Wolfman. But yeah, it's great. It's really good. Um, I mean, there's lots of great dialogue, lots of great build up. My favorite scene is the ear scene with the song playing. I don't remember the artist. But it's Stuck in the Middle with You, I believe is the title. And yeah, that's probably my favorite scene. And I like I like Steve Buscemi in that movie. He's always fun to watch, and he's particularly cool in that movie as Mr. Pink. Yeah, it's a great. Oh, and I also like the scene at the beginning with the banter where they're talking about Madonna's like a Virgin song. But yeah, it's good. Next we got Sling Blade with Billy Bob Thornton. That is definitely in my top 10. Like it's great. It's one my dad showed me because it's one of his favorites. He showed it to me in like probably senior year, and it was really good. Um, it's like a it's very much like a hangout movie. like like there's this old movie called Rio Bravo, and another one called Hatari, where it's basically like you're hanging out with the characters. Is It's not my original term, a hangout movie. It's something I took from Tarantino from seeing some interviews with him. When he's talking about his movie Jackie Brown, which I also really like. Um, Jackie Brown, it's the one of his that I don't have, and it's my least favorite probably, but like I love how it ends after the climax. I like it's a pretty beautiful scene actually. That he hasn't really done something like that since then or before, to my knowledge at least. I haven't seen his unreleased films, but like from back in the 80s. But yeah, the ending of Jackie Brown is quite beautiful, and yeah, it's one that I wouldn't mind owning. Even though it's probably my least favorite of his movies, I still really like it. It's worth having, especially the special features, because I'm someone who likes that kind of stuff. Like when they're talking about the production of the movie, how they're shooting certain scenes and special effects. Anyway, we were talking about Sling Blade. Sling Blade, yeah, it's basically, I like how it's like you're hanging out with these characters throughout the whole movie, and it's just told in a very relaxed manner. Even these like intense scenes, it's kind of like I feel like I'm with them, and that's kind of what I mean when I say hangout movie. Um, another example he used of a hangout movie was the movie Dazed and Confused, which I haven't seen that all the way through. It looks pretty good though. I know he really likes that movie. But yeah, I like that kind of movie, the hangout movie, and yeah, Sling Blade, probably my favorite of that kind. Though I'd also say that Barton Fink has a lot of elements of that. Um, Barton Barton Fink is fucking great, dude. Yeah, if you ever, I'd read up on it and see if the premise is something you might like. It's if you're a writer or if you like the writing process, um, you might like it. But I wouldn't say that like exclusively writers would love it. But I mean, I'm a writer and I particularly love it. But it's not necessarily because it's about writing. But I think it definitely, I think I do like it because it has to do with the writing process. But it's more not really the process. I mean, it definitely deals with the process, but it also deals with the responsibilities, I guess you could call it. But I don't want to like pin it down to just individual things. I think it's um, pretty exploratory of a lot of different areas of it, and just in general writing, you know. But it's not like only about him writing, It's about him in the community. Um, that is the titular character. But yeah. Anyway, back to Sling Blade. I just love it for that reason. My favorite scenes are when the antagonist Doyle is getting angry. And I also like it's a very quotable movie actually. Like it might not be like Pulp Fiction is also a very quotable movie, and The Big Lebowski is as well, and Princess Bride I think also might be pretty quotable. Um, I don't know. Let's see real quick. I'd say Full Metal Jacket has some good quotes in it. And oh, Borat, yeah, of course, Borat and Bruno. Fight Club. Everyone quotes Fight Club. Um, but yeah, it's some good shit. Yeah, Sling Blade. It's one of the best. Top 10, definitely. Probably number 10, but one of my favorites. I'm glad I finally own it, because I just recently bought it. Um, there's not a whole lot, actually, that I plan on buying. I should probably be filming like this, and you can see the whole thing. Yeah, there's not a whole lot more that I plan on buying in terms of Blu-rays. I think 2001, I want to buy probably at some point. The Shining, Army of Darkness. The thing with Army of Darkness is there's this cool steelbook that I might want to get instead of like just the Blu-ray. Because I don't know, I'm not like a huge like hardcore collector, but I do like steelbooks. But yeah, there's not a whole lot that I plan on. Oh, and Jackie Brown, of course. Oh, and one that is missing. Well, not missing because I have it, but it's somewhere else. But missing because I don't have it yet. Is one that I might not even get because it's Dunkirk, which it's a Christopher Nolan movie that I saw once in the theaters and I loved it, but I don't. I've heard that if like at home when you're not in the theater, when you don't have all the surround sound and the big screen, it's not as good of an experience. I've heard. So yeah, I'm not getting that yet. I'll look into it though. I don't know. I'm not in any rush, but it was a very good movie though, and one that I definitely would love to watch again. Just haven't gotten around to it. Oh, and another one that I want to get though is Blade Runner 2049, which I like about as much as the original actually. Um, yeah, last time I watched it, I actually cried at the end, which I don't think I cried the first time, maybe the second time, but definitely the last time. I don't know, it kind of grew on me. Like, I didn't dislike it at first, I actually loved it at first, but I got a even greater appreciation for it on multiple rewatches. Um, and just visually, it's stunning, like the original. But the guy definitely has a good eye, director. Um, he has a good eye for what he's doing, that kind of filmmaking. Anyway, next we got Slumdog Millionaire, which is a movie that I loved. It was my favorite movie in like 8th grade, probably ninth, for basically like 6 months until I saw The Naked Gun for the first time, and that was my favorite. But yeah, Slumdog Millionaire. I still like it a lot. I've seen it probably like 5 or 6 times. Um, it's really good. It's not as good as like, well, it's not that it's not as good as I once thought, but I don't like it as much as I once did. Just because I've seen stuff I like better, but there's a reason I still keep it. Because it's a very good movie. Um, it's I like the dynamics between the characters. I like the trials and tribulations and the different like kind of adventures